DeAndre Hopkins finally made his decision. Decision. D-Hop makes his decision. 2-year, $26 million deal with the Titans.
Mm-hmm.
Going to Tennessee. I'm going to ask you, Red, do you like the move for both sides?
I love it, man.
Yeah.
I don't know if I'm a standout here, but to me, D-Hop can play. You know, he's 31. You know, if you want to say, I don't even think it's really an overpay because some of it is incentive based.
Yeah.
And
what did OBJ get?
he got $15 million, so it's basically the same. You know, this is just for 2 years,
Yeah.
$13 million.
There you go.
So if you look at it like that, I like it because for one, Tennessee he can be their true number one.
Yep.
You know what I mean? But also, he doesn't have to get 1,500 receiving yards. If he can get 1,100 yards, 6 touchdowns, like you're getting your money's worth.
Make
you know what I
Treylon
mean?
Burke a true 2.
Yeah, exactly. And then you got a couple young guys like I forget his name, Nikhil Westbrook and Hine.
Yeah, Westbrook.
I think.
Yep.
They got that slot receiver, Kyle Phillips. I think he can be solid.
Yep.
They got a couple guys, and a lot of people are saying, you know, on the D-Hop side of it, like, oh, he's not ring chasing. Where are they getting that from? Like, I'm not saying that he's not ring chasing, but like, the Titans are not a horrible team, man.
Yeah,
like,
they're in a bad conference division.
Any team with Mike Vrabel, you know what I mean? If Derrick Henry's fully healthy, Tannehill comes back and is at least the same he was last year, at least a little bit
Simmons
better.
Is still on that team.
Jeffrey Simmons, I mean, you still got Kevin Byard.
Yeah.
Like, you have some players, you know, if you told me they were 8-9, 9-8, or if they were, you know, say they're 7-7 fighting for a playoff spot late in the year, I wouldn't be surprised. So, I mean, don't get me wrong, I think New England might be a little bit better next year, but it's not like he went to a Tampa. You know what I mean? They can still compete. I don't get people getting mad at him for this, I guess. And if you're the Titans, if you want to say they might have overpaid based on the market a little bit, you can say that. But also, it's Tennessee, man. Not a lot of people are going to go there unless you give a little bit of money. Plus, you're not really paying anybody, right? You're not paying any receivers at all, really.
Yeah.
So why not go get somebody?
Yeah.
You know, and if Will Levis is your quarterback and he was not going to develop with Trey. All respect to Treylon Burks, he wasn't going to develop with Treylon Burks as his number one. If you got a young quarterback, you got to get him a number one. So I like it for both. Like, I think it makes a lot of sense. I don't really get the backlash, honestly.
Yeah, I don't really agree with the backlash either. Mainly because, I mean, it's an amazing move for the Titans. That's first and foremost. They were desperate for receivers. Everyone knew that. They might have had the weakest-ish running receiver room in the league
I think so.
before D-Hop. So, I mean, first of all, good for the Titans. You've got a top 10 receiver in the league now, a true number one. He's been a number one his entire career, so he knows how to do that. It's not like he's just become a number one and has got to fill these shoes. I mean, he's been a number one his entire career pretty much.
Yeah.
With the Titans and then with the Cardinals. So I love the move for the Titans. Very, 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 very smart. I do think it's a slightly questionable for D-Hop. 31. I know you said he's 31. I like it's only 2 years. First of all, 2 years, smart by D-Hop. Very smart. Didn't put himself in a hole with his contract, you know. Didn't sign some 4-year deal and that was going to be the rest of his career was going to be with the Titans. He allows himself, you know, this opportunity to have some of his best years still. And then after that, then he can go ring chase. You know? Then he can go be a 2 or a 3 for the Chiefs, you know. Then he can be a 2 or a 3 for the Bills, you know. Then he doesn't need to get into the bag. This is a smart move for him because he's getting one last pretty nice bag for a receiver. $13 million a year, you know, incentives. He's going to hit those incentives probably just because of his opportunity. I was just a little shocked. I mean, I
didn't see it coming at all.
I just thought he was going to join a contender. I thought that was just, hey, it's an opportunity. I know you're not going to get paid nothing if you go to the Chiefs, Bills, or, you know, anywhere like that, the 49 or something like that. You're not going to get paid, but you're going to set yourself pretty for a ring. And I know D-Hop wants a ring. That dude has been so good for so long on a lot of bad teams.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, his closest he ever got was with Deshaun Watson that year when they beat the Bills in that playoff game. Man, that was an amazing game, first of all.
Oh, yeah.
And then they were beating the Chiefs. They were beating them, 28 to nothing or some crap like that, and they lost still. So, I mean, he's been there. So, and, I really thought he was going to pull the trigger on a contender. But like I said, no money. I really thought if he was going to go to a team that was not there but could be in a year or two, or was just a decent situation for him to be a one. Mm-hmm. You called it. You said it. The Patriots, I thought, were the move.
See, and that's my main point, because I don't disagree with you. Where, like, if he really was ring chasing, which if I'm a player and still in my prime, or maybe not, slight past my prime,
you're still a top 10 receiver.
Yeah, I would want to go somewhere where I can, like, they can compete. Like, they're not terrible. Somewhere like the Titans or Patriots, where they can compete. They're not going to be horrible, but also, like, I'm not a big fish or I'm not a small fish in a big pond.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
That's
like,
fair.
But I was more so meaning, like, in terms of the two finalists being the Patriots and the Titans. Mm-hmm. Like, really, I think the Patriots will be better. But to me, it wasn't so much a landslide. We're like, oh, he's definitely just going for the money. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I get what you mean there.
I did think that he was gonna, because I was hearing that apparently him and Bill O'Brien had, like, made up, and, like, there was no hard blood anymore. So I was thinking, if those reports are coming out, that's indicating that they've talked.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So that was telling me, like, I thought he was going to go to New England. Because to me,
he had a great day too there.
Dude, to me, if he goes to New England, that really sets him up to maybe not contend, but finish second in that division next year.
Yeah, make surprise some people.
Him as your one, Juju at 2. That's not bad, man.
Yeah, and then didn't they get
Mike Gesicki? You got him.
Exactly, they got Gesicki, and I mean, that was my thing. Was like, when it comes to the Patriots, I know their offense isn't beautiful when it came to last year. It was hard to watch, but they didn't have an offensive coordinator.
Yeah.
You could say a lot of things about Bill O'Brien, but that dude knows offense. You know, he knows offense. He's good.
Not a great head coach,
Not
but
a great
he
head
knows.
coach or GM, and he knows that. When he went to Bama and proved that he could coordinate, he went to Alabama and showed that with Bryce Young. I know it's Bryce Young, but and every athlete they had at Alabama was the best of the best. But he proved that he can coach offense. And his offense is even better in the NFL, how I feel about it. I just thought with a young quarterback with Mac Jones, like you said, a Juju at his 2, and Juju maybe even could become the 1 after that first year. I thought it was just a great situation for D-Hop. But the point that kind of sways it for the Titans for me is if Will Levis becomes the guy.
Yeah.
Because if Will Levis becomes the guy, then D-Hop made the right choice.
Yeah.
Because if Will Levis, after 6 games as the starter, he made the right decision. Because then you get the rest of the season with him at quarterback. Let's just say 3-3. At 3-3 after 6 games, you're playing good. But Ryan Tannehill's not really getting the ball to D-Hop.
Yeah, maybe he gets a thumb injury and is out 1 week.
There you go.
Or 2 weeks. They're just like, screw it.
And put in Will, and what if Will goes out there and balls,
Yeah.
And then you go out there and maybe make a playoff push. I'm not saying they're going to make a playoff push with Will Levis. He was a second-round pick when everyone thought he was going to be a first-round pick for a reason. Mm-hmm. But if he comes in and he pans out and plays pretty good ball for a rookie, D-Hop made the right decision, in my opinion. You get a young guy with the true number 1, like you said. He's been in that position. It would be the right decision for D-Hop and the Titans if Will Levis is their starter by the end of the season for me.
Oh, yeah, and I'm not saying that he will develop. I'm not sure. I think if any of these guys are going to be a bust, it'll be Will Levis out of those first 5 quarterbacks.
Yeah.
But he's definitely not going to develop with that receiving core. I mean, that's just – and it's not like he's bad for that. It's just that, like, you got to be realistic here.
Yeah. I mean, you could say a lot of things about, like, Sam Darnold with the Jets. I mean, you threw him into the fire, bro.
Yeah.
You can say the same thing about Zach Wilson before they got Garrett over there.
I mean, look at freaking Dak.
Dak,
His third year bringing him, or his third or fourth year bringing Amari.
Yeah.
Justin Fields bringing DJ Moore.
Oh, that's good.
You saw what AJ Brown did for Jalen Hurts.
That's a perfect example.
So it's like you got to get a good quarterback in there for a young guy. Like, do you think Josh Allen would have developed as good if he didn't have Stephon Diggs?
There you go.
I don't think so.
Nope, and he wouldn't have. He definitely would not have. And I know Patrick Mahomes has all the talent in the world, but if he didn't have Travis Kelce and Tyreek Hill, it would have been a little bit harder.
He never would have got there.
Yeah, it would have been a lot harder without those two guys.